Welcome back to Razmafsar TV. I'm going to show you a combination with Khanjar and Separ, and in this combination you're going to learn how to do two thrusts, but by considering the guard of Khanjar, two different guards, into account, or you consider them, you take them into account. Important is that you do not rush in. Very often people think fighting means rushing. Fighting doesn't mean rushing. In changing guards, wait and then strike. The first one, you see that it's a vertically downward strike. I go and change the guards. You see that, two guards, and then I do a horizontal strike. To the neck or below the armpit, we can do a diagonal. I don't take a stab here, you can see it here, that's the whole thing, and I cover my face and top of my head. You can do it also and then stab forward. Look how I stab forward is different from a sword. You just jump in, right? You see, not jumping in, you push in because your weapon is short, and then the left also comes and follows. You don't have a long weapon, so stabbing is a bit different compared to a shamshir, so it's very important to take this into account. So I do this first one, you see that I don't take any stab, but then the second, you just come in and push and explode into your opponent, as you can see it here, right? So you come in and then you do it. So you see here, and then you go and then do it without taking a stab. You change two thrusts and to two guards, you use this, and then you go in. You see, from a middle guard you go and thrust and then change it to a cross guard under the armpit, and then do the second thrust, right? So you come and then follow that, right? And then you go and thrust again. You see, you come in and then you go and thrust and push forward. Move with the same combination but with different stabs. Here I stab forward and then I stab forward again. You see, I push forward towards the opponent. So by taking two stabs, I keep pushing him back on the battleground. You see that here, so I thrust, change the guard and thrust again in a horizontal or a bit diagonally upward strike. The same movement, but with the stabbing, it changes the nature of the fight, as you can see it here. Look how tricky the second thrust comes. You don't see it coming in a close quarter fighting. So you come here, then you go and thrust, as you can see it here. So you come here, then you go and thrust there. So you go, and then the second one. You see that how I move, you just have a more explosive stepping in this, right? And then you go and thrust. Remember, you have a short range weapon, which Khanjar is, so accordingly you need to get closer to your opponent. You cannot have like a shamshir, you can keep the distance and fight from a longer range. Here with Khanjar, this is not the case. So you see here, and then you go and thrust, as you can see it here. Now from this side, you see that by stepping twice, you push him back, as you can see it here. We will move on to the next one, and the next one, as you can see, I step in, but the second one must stay there and do the thrust. I step in, and the second one I stay there. So you go and initiate, and the second one you stay. Every time you change and the pattern, and changing the pattern is what counts in a fight. So you come here and then you stay there and do the second thrust. Trust me, this is one of the best ones, especially if you have a bazoo band, because your forearms are also protected. But even if you don't, the shield should take care of the defense line, right? So you come here and then you thrust. Come here and then you thrust, as you can see it here. You come here and then you thrust there. You come here and then you thrust. We will continue. Again, arm movements are the same, but here I come back and then thrust. The second one I stay. I come back, invite him into a trap, and then I do the second thrust. You see, you step back, do the first strike, and then the second one. So if I stay there, you can take a look at it. You step back and then do the second thrust. You step back and do the second thrust, as you can see it here. You step back and do the second thrust. You step back and do the second thrust. You see that? This falls directly into your trap. Call it an invitation, because you invite him. When he pushes back, you invite him, you step back, and then you do the first thrust, and then the second thrust, you stay your ground and come with the second attack. On to the last one in this session. And here you see I invite him, but then he pushes again, and I see it better to go back, and then I do the second thrust. So 2 steps backward, as you can see it here. Sometimes it's necessary if he pushes, so you don't see it for the counter attack the first time. Then you step one more time back and then do the second strike. Train these moves separately. Don't think you can do it just like that. They need to become part of you, like doing a kata. Again and again, train these combinations, and you will see that you will reap benefits. You will learn that, and this will be very, very good for you. And I'm going to show it now, or show the combination from the side, from this side, so you can take a look at it. So you step back and then you go and do the second one. Make long steps for these ones, right? You don't need to take, when you go back, explosive steps, because you need to go back and make yourself long. That's the difference. I will make a video and explain this more in detail to you. And I will show you also from the back, so you can take a look at it and see also how this one works. So you step back, and again make long steps, as I mentioned it before to you. First thrust and second thrust. Thank you very much, and please support my research by buying my books from the web shop you have. Make comments, ask any questions you have, and see you soon.